Hello and welcome to our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 164.
We got up this morning and got ready to head to an appointment that we had made, but this was not the fun kind of appointment. This was another dentist appointment. We are going back to the dentist, which means we had to get up and get ready and then get an Uber over to the dentist's office. I was getting my cleaning that I was supposed to get last time. I wasn't able to because of the filling and everything. And Alyssa was getting her last cavities taken care of there at the dentist, which she loves going to the dentist so much. She was so excited.
It was awful. I hated every second of it. But it was necessary and I didn't want to wait too much longer because I do have the cavities. So we took care of one side of my face last time. It had basically one cavity in between two teeth, so they counted it as two. And then same thing on this side, I have one on the bottom and then one in between two teeth on the top. So we took care of those. And of course my mouth was swollen and sore after this because they did do quite a bit of work on my teeth. We then took an Uber back to Animal Kingdom Lodge and got some lunch. I just got some soup because that's pretty much the only thing I can eat right now. I really can't chew. My mouth hurts so much, but I was also really hungry. So I had soup, but Robert got African stew, which smelled really good. But again, I have no interest in trying it just because I don't want to have to chew anything.
And that was totally fine with me because I actually really enjoyed this. Kind of a curry flavor, and I'm a big fan of that anyway. So this was probably my favorite thing I've had here at the Mara so far. We've been here a couple times this year. I really enjoyed it, but there was a lot of food there, especially with the rice and everything. So I wasn't quite able to finish it. I boxed up the rest of it to save for later. Figured I could have that for dinner later on today. And Alyssa did kind of eat most of her soup, but you could tell she was struggling to eat. It was not good.
After we had lunch, we did go back to our room, hoping to maybe see some animals since we left early this morning and didn't really look. And when we got back to our room, a thunderstorm came out of nowhere. And we figured, of course, we're not going to see any animals because it's raining outside, but we were very wrong. So it started raining and literally the animals just started flocking to come over here. They're still coming. You see there's two giraffes over there. They're trying to get in the building, but we were told they don't let the animals in the building because it actually scares them more because they're enclosed when it's raining. So they will keep them out here for now, unless obviously it's not safe. But we get to see a ton of animals from our balcony because they all came over here. Looks like Noah's Ark. This was actually a really cool experience because normally when you imagine seeing animals on the savannah, it's sunshine outside, blue skies. But this was really awesome because we were able to stay out on the balcony longer because it's cooler outside because it's raining. And this was just a very different experience than what we've had in the past.
Now, I did have a couple calls I had to be on this afternoon. Thankfully, not video calls, so I can just use the regular phone call. And once those calls were over, the rain had stopped. The animals were still kind of milling about on the savannah, but we had to leave because we have somewhere else we want to be today. We have just found out about a tour they offer here at Animal Kingdom Lodge. And they offer a lot of tours at Animal Kingdom Lodge. But this one in particular was my favorite tour that we found out about because it was my favorite price, free. So we went down to Jiko and Boma. Jiko is actually where we got started for the culinary tour of Boma and Jiko. And this was a really cool experience. Our tour guide started us off in Jiko, showing all the unique elements of the architecture there, telling us the story of what inspired the different things in the restaurant and kind of how each part of it was designed, which was a really cool thing to learn. And then before we left Jiko, they actually gave us some free food. Yes, free food at Disney World. Never happens, but apparently it does here at Animal Kingdom Lodge. They had the bread and the sauces similar to bread service over at Sanaa, but Jiko's own take on it. And you got to sample different ones. That was awesome. Absolutely loved that. And before we left, we spotted one part of the detailing in the restaurant they hadn't really mentioned, which was a little hidden Mickey in the back of the chairs.
And you know we always have to say something about the hidden Mickeys because they're just everywhere. And a lot of times they're just missed because they're so well hidden. The Imagineers do a really good job on that sometimes, and so we try and point them out whenever we can. We then headed across the hall over to Boma, which of course we love Boma. We were just here a couple days ago for breakfast. And they again showed us a lot of the details. what inspired the Imagineers to create some of the different things they did. It was just so much fun. The first thing they started off with was jungle juice, which they said they don't normally do on these tours, and we still don't know why they offered it to us, but they did. They told us about jungle juice and why they have it and what it's made from. We're like, well, that's really cool. I mean, we're never going to turn down jungle juice, so that's awesome.
Right.
I was very excited about the next food item we got to try because my mouth is still a little sore from earlier today, and when they said they were bringing out some mushroom soup, I was so thrilled because I can eat it. That's something I can actually eat, not hurt my mouth. So Robert actually let me have his because he doesn't love mushroom soup anyway, and it meant I had something else for dinner basically.
Yeah, there's other soups at Boma that I actually like better than their mushroom soup, even though it's kind of their signature thing. But I figured Alyssa hasn't had the bread and the sauces and stuff. It's a fair trade for me to give her the mushroom soup. And then they brought out the next treat for us, which was the zebra domes. If you've ever been to Boma or even Animal Kingdom Lodge in general, you've probably seen these. Hopefully you've tried them because they are delicious. We absolutely love these. And they gave everyone there their own zebra dome.
And I gave my zebra dome to Robert because I didn't really want to have to chew it anyway, and I know how much he likes them, and he did give me his soup, so I felt like that was a fair trade.
If I knew I was trading for zebra domes, I would have traded everybody in the building, you know?
We then went back to our room and we're there for a little bit before deciding to go for a late night walk because again, we love walking around Animal Kingdom Lodge, especially because it's so large. There's so many different places we can walk. And while we were out and about, there was a late night drum session going on, which was really fun. And so we had to hang around and watch that for a bit. After having some fun listening to the drummers and kind of dancing along, we continued our walk before heading back to our room, and that was the end of our day today. So we'll see you tomorrow
For our Year with the Ears.